30s, we have to have some advice to give. Let's get into all the juicy and dirty gossip. And the rest, well, we'll just figure it out along the way.
Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Structured Chaos. I'm Kyra, and today we're getting into all of the thoughts that I have been carrying around all week. Welcome back. I'm so sorry about last week and having to not record an episode. If you guys saw, I was discussing how I got vertigo. I've never experienced vertigo before, so that was something new. If you've ever had it, I sympathize with you. It was crazy. I had 2 glasses of wine on Sunday night and I fell asleep on my couch and I woke up and I felt fine, but I was a little unstable and I was just oh, okay, whatever, maybe I drink too much, sometimes it just affects you differently. And so I went to bed and I went to go get up because I wasn't sure if the candle was blown out, and I fell into my wall and I'm what the fuck is happening right now? And then I went to go in the living room and I fell into the wall again. And I'm okay, I know I'm not drunk like that, but I had zero stability whatsoever. But I just again chalked it up to whatever, I just drank too much. And so I was it'll be fine in the morning. And I woke up in the morning. Oh my gosh, it was so bad. I that feeling when you feel you're falling out of bed. I kept getting that feeling, that sensation over and over and over again. And I was so disoriented. And I called my friend who's a nurse. And then, of course, everyone's doctor, ChatGPT. So it all signs, textbook vertigo. I was vomiting all day. It was so horrible. I got so much better by the next day, and then it's continued. I am recording this episode a couple days earlier because I am headed to Dallas for the weekend, which I am so excited about. And if you guys are watching on Spotify or YouTube, I'm so sorry that you're gonna have to see the reflection of my lights through my glasses. I just have to wear them right now just to kind of get my balance aligned. So I'm trying to work on the reflection, but there's not much I can do about that. So sorry. So yeah, like I said, I'm going to Dallas. Super, super excited. It'll be a fun trip. It'll be a quick trip. And actually one of my clients is a freshman at SMU. So I'm going to meet up with her, which I'm really excited about. Get to see, her little life that she's creating there. So that'll be good. But yeah, I'm glad that I'm going to Dallas after their, little bad weather stint. So that will be enjoyable. And I haven't been to Dallas in years, so I am excited. What I did not get to talk about last week, which I want to touch upon, was Jill Zarin getting fired from the reboot of Real Housewives of New York, their spinoff that's going to be on E. She made some racist comments, remarks about the Super Bowl halftime show. So ignorant, so unnecessary, so just white elitist privileged. And I am incredibly grateful that the network, didn't back her and did not stand for what she was saying. And she also owns a company called Zarin Rugs or Upholstery. I'm not sure, or Zarin Fabrics, I believe it's called. And they, that's her company. And they, made a comment in regards to that they are not working with her anymore. I don't know how involved she was, was, I believe, her ex-husband's company. But either which way, I just wanted to touch upon that. And it was also so nice to see other housewives in the Bravo community not stick up for her, and call her out for her gross, ignorant behavior. And I just did not want to not mention that, because I think everyone needs to blast that woman for what she was doing and saying. And that's on that. So today's episode is our monthly Bravo episode for all of my Bravo girlies and boys. We are getting into it. Let's just jump in, because gosh, there are just so many shows. So let's just kick it off with Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Truthfully, like I said before, this season really isn't doing much for me. I don't think it's like so incredibly great. I think that Rachel Zoe, yet again, is such an incredible addition. I just love how down to earth she is, how relatable she is, how just like very matter of factly. If you did not know that she was Rachel Zoe and like could walk into any room, more importantly, any store also, you would think, like she's just so in touch with things, when truthfully a person like her doesn't necessarily need to be, and lives a very, very different life than all of us. So I love her. She's a girl's girl. You could totally tell she's like super fun. She's such a great mom. And I just really, really, really love having her back on the screen, who I do not love on our screen is Amanda. And I said it before and I'll say it again. I know that they're going to keep her because she does make for great TV, but my gosh, it's just like she doesn't let up. And, they were out to dinner for someone's birthday, or a couple of the girls' birthdays. And she was talking about, when she bought Kyle's house, and then she had to correct herself to make sure that you knew that she, in fact, bought it. Her husband did not. It was her money and it's in her name. And it's just like, that is so gross. Like, good for you. We love a woman that can be financially stable and independent and all of those things, but it is so degrading and disrespectful to your spouse when you say, oh, I don't want you to be under the impression that, my partner put any money towards this. Like, they're broke, I'm rich. She didn't say that, but she basically, said that. And I just think it's like, ugh, like it's so tacky. We love that you have money, but the way in which you describe it and flaunt it, it is so gross. And I actually wish you didn't have money, like, it's just like, for what? And I'm sorry, but if I were her, I believe he's her fiance and they have children together. If I were him and I'm watching this season back, I'm going to be questioning whether or not I'm marrying this person or not. Like, the way that she just speaks about him and like his lack of, and her, plentiful lifestyle that she's provided, it's just gross. Because if the roles were reversed and a man was speaking that way, everyone would come for him, rightfully so, because you just don't speak about that. You guys are together. Everything you have is together. It's great that you're so successful. Like, that's wonderful, but you don't have to call someone out and disrespect them to make yourself better or appear better. That's not working like I think you think it is. And I just need the Beverly Hills cast to get a little bit of a shakeup. I need, Sutton, I don't need you on this show anymore. You're not bringing anything to the table. And even when you are bringing stuff to the table, it's not great. And then also, like, bye, Kyle. I've never really been like a super big Kyle Richards fan. I think like I liked her in the earlier seasons when she was in like full mom mode and the house was full and everything. And I feel that that really is her purpose, which is wonderful. She's a wonderful mother, but I think that she, other than that, does not really bring anything. I think she stirs up a lot of drama. I think that she doesn't really divulge anything about her life. I don't really think that she's fun. It's not like interesting to watch at all. And on that same topic of Kyle, okay, let's stop pretending that you care about your friendship with Dory. Let's stop pretending that you're doing all of these things and saying all of these things to her to protect her between, with her ongoing divorce with PK. I wish you would just be honest. You do not care about your friendship with her anymore. The only reason that you're saying anything is because you want to be back with your ex-husband so bad. And Mauricio and PK are best friends, and you have Mauricio's back regardless, and you're only hearing one side of the story, and you're always going to take Mauricio's side. So just call it what it is. Like, stop pretending that you care about Dory and that you're just trying to be a good friend to her. You're not. You're trying to be a good ally to Mauricio and PK. And I'm sorry, but that's not a girl's girl, and that's gross to me. Like, this is someone who was your best friend, and she's going through a divorce. And while her divorce and your separation are very different, you both are still experiencing some of the same emotions. And like, stop faulting her for venting. And that goes back to why I just love Rachel Zoe, because Rachel she called it out. She was like, your girlfriends should always feel like they can come to you and talk to you and vent when they're going through a hard time. Like, it's not your place at this time to like tell your friend to stop talking about something. Like, she's going through a separation. It's not great. It's ugly. He is not cooperating, the side that we're getting, obviously, of this, what we're seeing. And she just needs to vent. She just needs her girlfriends to vent. So like, please, Kyle, miss me with the you care about her, because no, you don't. And we can all see right through you. But yeah, I'm just like, kind of just like over Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. It's just like not doing anything. And I guess that, with that being said, I think that's our only Housewives going on right now, because Salt Lake City ended. I mean, Potomac, the reunion is still happening, but we don't really ever talk about that. And yeah, so I think Atlanta's starting up shortly, but that's the only Housewives we've got going on right now. I'm just still highly like excited and anxious for Rhode Island. I really, really can't wait for that franchise to premiere. Southern Charm. I do like that. Like, I love watching them because they're all my age, and it's interesting. Like, the life in the South is just so vastly different from anything I experienced growing up in the East Coast and living on the West Coast. Like, it's so different in the South. It's a little too slow for me, a little too like poised and postured, and like, have to be perfect and all of the right manners. I don't, it's not a life for me. I need Austin and Craig to figure out their friendship. I need to understand why there is just so much. There is jealousy on both sides. I can't even say it's one versus the other. Craig just gets really defensive every single time someone points something out about him. I do think that his behavior is not cool sometimes. I do think that he feels like better than thou in a lot of situations, and that's how he comes off. But then at the same time, in that same breath, we'll claim that him and Austin are best friends. And it's just like, I want them to be friends. Like, they are friends. They've been friends for a while. They're in business together. They opened that bar. I believe they opened an event venue. So it's like, obviously there is clear love there, but they have got to figure it out, because, as a viewer, I don't like to see them like this. I don't like it. It's not cute. Sally, like, she is the Sheena Shea of Southern Charm. I cannot stand how much of a pick-me girl she is. It is annoying. It's embarrassing. It's cringy. Like, you went from Craig, I'm in love with Craig, to the point where you even got, chickens thinking that this was going to be a seal the deal with you and Craig. He tells you he's not into you. He's into you, your friend Charlie, which he has been honest and upfront about from the beginning. And this entire like entitlement back and forth, thinking that you own Craig, or that, Charlie owes you an explanation. Like, you were flirting with Craig. You guys were not dating. He didn't take you out even on one date for you to have any, emotion or think that you deserve Charlie to be describing everything to you and, coming to you first to let you know that her and Craig are going out on a date or, they've been seeing each other. Like, no one owes you that. No one owes you that. And that should not dictate your friendship. And then in that same breath, you're then like, Austin breaks up with his girlfriend and you are all over him. And it's just like so desperado. And then she's like recently been on Watch What Happens Live. She was on Not So Skinny, the Not So Skinny podcast. And I just can't stand her. She is such a pick me girl. And if there is one thing that like drives me crazy in life, it's a girl that is like that. Like, I can't. It is like desperate. And it seems like her and Austin are in real time, maybe perhaps seeing each other, which I just don't quite understand because like, it seems like she just latches on to any single man in her vicinity because she feels like she needs to be married and have kids because her sisters do. I mean, go off, girl, whatever you want, but I don't know. It's just, it's not for me. Okay, so speaking actually of Sally, when she was on Watch What Happens Live, she had said something, and she was on in the like kind of like the beginning of their season, and everyone was talking about Whit and like, how is he single? He seems like such a catch, and she was like, well, I don't think that we've seen you guys haven't seen like all of him yet, and being her being the source, I was like, oh, it was probably just a guy that she wanted to be with who wasn't interested in her. So now she's like hating on him, kind of like the Craig situation. All of a sudden, Craig's like the worst person in the world now that he doesn't want to date her. But he was like so incredible the day before when she thought he might be interested. So that's exactly like what I thought she was saying about Whit until they all went to his family's compound. Little strange. I mean, of course, absolutely have respect for your parents, and you want everyone around them to treat them correct. It was a little too clingy to the parents. It was like, oh, mother said this. Oh, mother said that. Oh, yes, mother, what do you need? Oh, mother, you sit here. Oh, mother's talking right now. Please don't interrupt her. Like, it was a little not my taste, but I'm so sad. But I'm also intrigued because it's like, I need to know more, but also like I would definitely be turned off if I, like, again, respect your parents, love your parents, be around your parents, all of those things. But it was just like, mother said this and mother said that and mother did this and mother says you can't do that. And it was just a little weird for me. So perhaps we actually haven't seen, all of him that there is to see. And someone said that they compared him they said that he's like JT but worse, which we all know how I feel about JT. Like, thank gosh he's not on the show anymore, goodbye. But if there are parallels, yeah, I could see why his fiance left him then, to be quite honest. But overall, Southern Charm is just like, meh, whatever. Madison had her baby. I mean, obviously we knew that already, obviously in real time, but on the show, she just had the baby. And so they're all in Mexico right now and things are steaming up. So we shall see what the rest of the season brings, but I've just been like, meh, whatever about it. A show that I have not been whatever about is Summer House. Wow, boy, am I loving this season. I mean, of course, I miss seeing Paige on the screen. However, the new additions have been just phenomenal. I love KJ. He's Wes's friend. I love the conversations that they have. I just love, the conversation him and Sierra had. He is great. He's an empath and he, has said how he was raised around women and by women. So he feels very comfortable around women, very comfortable expressing his emotions. So I really, really, really do love him. Bailey and Levi, I I'm obsessed with this little duo, this little girl duo of besties. Love, 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 love them. Bailey is like, they're 30. I think like 30, either 29 and 30 or 29 and 31, whatever. They're like in that realm. And, it seems like they really do have their shit together, but they're still like the fun girls. I love seeing how confident Bailey is and her street interviews. And, I don't think it's a podcast, but it's like a show where she is talking about like fashion and stuff and interviewing people. So I really loved seeing that, element to her life. And I love just like their vibe. I think that they clock things the correct way, but they're still just like fun, lighthearted girlies. And I love how they're just like crushing on Ben and Carl. And yeah, I'm very excited to see their journey. I do think that this is like, we already know that there's going to be a spinoff called In the City. Because of course, some of the cast has aged out of, being in this summer house. So I think that they are a great crew to transition to the new era of what Summer House is going to become. We know that in real time, Kyle and Amanda are getting a divorce, which thank freaking God. I mean, we didn't need this season to know that that's what we needed, to happen, but to watch the essentially ending of their marriage play out. I mean, every single part of it makes sense as to why she's leaving him. I mean, we've seen it for years, but to, see it's really just like, he does not get it. I mean, your wife is straight up telling you, this is the problem. A, B, C, D, E, and F. This is why you don't feel connected to me. This is why you don't feel like I am attracted to you or why I'm upset all the time. She is literally spelling it out for him. And if you've been watching for, the entirety of this show, she's never changed her reasoning as to what her issue is. Her issue has always been, you drink too much. You party too much. And I'm sorry, my guy, you're 43. That's gross. Like, that's not attractive. That's not turning a girl on. Like, when you are out partying all the time, on top of not coming home at night and spending the night at someone else's house as a married man, no, you're right. We are going to be in a situation. I am going to feel a certain way about you. Like, hello, you're married. Sorry, that requires a different lifestyle. You're not out until 3 a.m. and you're certainly not sleeping out at someone else's house. And it's like, your wife is telling you all she needs you to do is not drink. And you're just like, you're disgusting. You're messy. You smoke weed all the time. Like, I'm sorry, what? Like, we're not turning this on Amanda. Amanda is wonderful, and she is a saint to have been dealing with you all of these years, in my opinion. So, like, it is just so cringy to watch him continue to behave as if he is 24 years old. Like, get it the fuck together. And I'm so glad that she's leaving him, and hopefully something starts to click for him and he figures it out for his life, because Jesus, like, I just can't. Of course we saw a little like rekindle between West and Sierra this week, and they were at the Super Bowl together. So I am desperately hoping for a reconciliation between the two of them, because I do, and to say that they've, come back together really shows like their immediate spark was real. I think it was just a lot to expect, because he was just coming onto reality TV for the first time. And I'm not saying that, that excuses all of his behavior, because going back, like when it was his first season, I didn't like him towards the end because he was getting a little too full of himself. But I think, he's in his groove. He understands, this new way of life now. And I think he's definitely more authentically himself and who we saw in the beginning when he first came on the screen. So I really, really, really do hope that him and Sierra work out. And Jesse Solomon needs to back the F off. Like, let Sierra and West happen. Like, stop. And like, don't go for like someone that, like your very best friend had this like real love for, and then they had an unfortunate fallout. Like, why would you even put yourself in that situation? Like, be her best friend, be his best friend. That's it. Nothing romantic. Okay? Done, Jesse Solomon. Please stop. Please. Someone else whose behavior is despicable is on Shaw's. Sky is so gross. For you guys to be friends for all these years, well, Sky, not necessarily. She hasn't been around as long as, some of them have been friends with one another. For you to announce in front of everyone that you do feel that they are beneath you, like, you're no one I want around me. There is not one person that is in my life that I look at them and I think that I am above them. Why would I? What? That is so gross to think of your friends. And like, why would you want anyone in your life that thinks that way or looks at you that way? Like, that is disgusting. And no offense, Sky, you're not the person that should even be thinking that or saying that, because you're above no one. You are below everyone. And like, it's like Tannen is her very, very best friend. I mean, they came on this season talking about how close they were, how important they are, how much time they spend with one another. And so for your best friend to be expressing how she feels about something that you did in regards to her and how it hurt her, like, listen to her. Don't try to flip the script and say, well, that wasn't disrespectful. It's like, your friend is saying, I feel really disrespected by what you did. Like, it caught me off guard. And then you want to try to like play the game and like throw it back at her and say, I'm sorry that you care that I put your product that you're launching on my dog, but hello, I give you a discount on my jewelry. I'm sorry, what? First of all, I don't need to be buying your jewelry. Tannen could buy, I'm sure, jewelry from any other person that she wants to buy jewelry from. She's supporting you, her friend, in continuously purchasing pieces of your jewelry. And yes, at the very least, you do give a discount. Like, hello, that's like, I don't make my friends pay full price for their hair. I don't make my friends pay full price for a product. I go and get it for them. Like, I'm not charging them full price. Like, that's what you do for the people in your life. Like, you think you're doing something by expressing that you, like, she owes you some like deep, profound like loyalty, and like she just has to go along with everything you say and do and can't have an opinion because you give her a discount on your jewelry. Like, what? And like, I will say, very telling, your husband sat back and said nothing. Okay? And it's not because he doesn't love you, but it's because everyone was saying exactly what he feels. Everyone there was calling you out, thinking that you are so above them. Oh, you deserve this life. Like, your husband just sat back, and that is telling. And I do think that he should have had your back for sure, because that is your husband. And, you kind of somewhat tried to make up for it, but that man sat back because he was loving what he heard, because I'm sure that they've had many of fights at home saying these exact same things. Gigi and Dennis, I mean, my goodness, like, clearly she needs him for the money, because I've never seen her get over something so fast. And like, this guy like really doesn't get it. But like, Gigi is like so up and down. Like, I feel like I'd be confused by him too. Or if I were him too, like, he comes back because you're welcoming him back, but then he like doesn't take accountability in the way in which you want him to. So then you like lash out at him again. And then you realize, oh my God, wait, but I need money. So like, then I'm going to be nice to him. And then you want your friends to be nice to him, but then you get mad when your friends are including him. Like, it's just like a very confusing cycle, but it's very entertaining to watch. And I mean, 100% I understand why she hates him. Like, this, you married this man, he was your best friend for 13 years. And then he went and slept with your friend who was a witness at your wedding. Like, obviously the wedding shouldn't have happened to begin with, but wedding or not, he should not be going and sleeping with your friend 2 weeks later, like, so I get why you're mad at him. You're very like warranted in feeling that way, but it is just funny watching their little roller coaster. And I love MJ. And again, in real time, we know that her and Tommy are getting a divorce. But gosh, I really, really, really feel bad for her. And, I give it to her because she stands tall and strong and she seems happy and doesn't, let on to, I think, like the sadness that she's truly feeling inside. I can't imagine my husband not wanting to come to anything, not wanting to be a part of anything. Because in the beginning of their relationship and their marriage, he was part of the crew. He was, family with them. And I do understand like the unfortunate incident that happened between him and Reza, but it was years ago. And strides have been made. And if your wife can find a way back to her friendship with this man, then as her husband, you kind of have to too. And I get it. There was a restraining order and, there were legal things that happened, but everyone is happy and healthy. No one was in jail. Everyone is fine. So I think that there has to be a bit of grace when these people are such prominent figures in your wife's life. Like, you're living two separate lives, and when you're doing that in a marriage, I mean, there's no possible way it can continue and exist. Like, if you only want to be a husband at home, but you don't want to be a husband to me all of the time, and I'm asking you, come to this birthday party, I'm even understanding, fine, you don't want to be around this person, I'll make sure that this person isn't here. What about all the other people that I'm friends with? And he's like, those are your friends. And it's like, yeah, but that's your life together, So I really, really, really feel for her. And I do think that she absolutely, of course, made the right decision by having to walk away from the marriage, because she doesn't deserve that. She deserves someone who celebrates her and wants to be with her all of the time. And, he's clearly not gonna give in to that at all. He's been very, very clear that he is hard no on any of that. We have Traitors and Love is Blind to get into. So a lot has happened on Traitors. I still stand firm in my prediction that Rob is going to go all the way to the end and a Traitor is going to win this year. I think, again, like, he is the perfect traitor. He is so nonchalant. He's even keeled. He like doesn't really get worked up, doesn't seem nervous, like participates in all conversations about all people. I think that Candace could have gone all of the way, but she dug her own grave. First of all, this is not a game in which you do throwaway votes. This is also, if you were to, not the time to do a throwaway vote. So you put a direct target on your back, voting for Rob to protect Lisa, when then Lisa was voted out and everyone saw that she's a traitor. I think Rob absolutely would have had your back because no one was on to you whatsoever. He explained that the reason he voted the way he did and voted for Lisa was because it would have looked incredibly weird if he didn't, because everyone was voting that way. So it would have put a weird target on his back, or he would have looked suspicious. So I totally get it. But by you announcing that you're doing a throwaway vote and that throwaway vote is Rob, you saved him. And of course, you're going to get banished. Like, how did you not think that that was going to go any other way? Like, you didn't vote for a person that everyone found out was a traitor, but you thought by putting out a name that no one has suspected about anything was going to get him thrown out and you saved? Like, it would have been weird when no one suspected this person. If in fact your plan worked, let's just say, and they did vote Rob out and figure out that he was a traitor, they also then still would have known that you were a traitor, because how would you have picked up on that when no one else was? So I'm sorry. I think it was a really dumb move on her part. And I think she definitely would have made it to the end. And then again, back to like how Rob is just playing this so well. It was like, when two traitors, if you haven't watched before, when two of the traitors are gone, the final traitor has the opportunity to either recruit someone new to his team. If that person says no, then they die. So he chose Eric, and I just think that that's such a great pick because Eric's going to get caught and Rob is still going to be safe. Like Eric is definitely gonna, like, he's already acting suspicious. Like, oh my gosh. So I do think that that was a solid choice. I would have either chosen him or Kristen, but you really couldn't have chosen another girl because again, if you haven't watched, like, you always know that there's both sexes. So if two of the girls have already been, if two of the traitors have already been, found out, then of course there's got to be a guy in the mix somewhere. So I think that Eric was such a great choice. We are coming down to the wire. I think we probably only have like 2 or 3 more episodes left because I think there's only like 6 people left. And I think at the end there's 3. So there might be 6 or 7 people left, and at the end there's 3. So I think, 2 people an episode. I think we're about 2 or 3 episodes out. So we shall see. Which leads into our final show, Love is Blind. Love is Blind, season 10. They're in Ohio. Of course, they pick stupid places to have these, seasons, but whatever. Let's get a cooler city like Chicago or something, or I'd love to see like the Cutthroat of New York City, something like that, but whatever. It's still entertaining. I think that this season is great. More episodes were just released. I haven't watched all of them. Again, as a reminder, I am recording this episode a little bit earlier, so I'm not fully caught up, but I've made it through the first round and I've made it through one of the newest episodes that's released. I don't think Emma is quite ready to be in a relationship. She seems very defensive about everything. She seems like she's very stuck in her ways. There's not really any wiggle room. I think she has an idea of what something needs to be, and then if you have a different opinion, she misinterprets it, and then it turns into a whole thing. It makes sense to me why she is nervous about having children. Spoiler alert, if you haven't watched any of the new episodes, she is talking about it. And I forget who she's with. I forgot his name, but he's, expressing, I think that it would be a deal breaker for me if we decided to not have kids, or if you did decide to have kids and then resented me for it later. That is something that I have found is important. He was talking about how his best friend is expecting, and how another friend has kids. And so he knows that he does truly want to be a dad. So I fear they will have a crossed path at some point and may or may not work out. But I think it will be for the better because I really, really don't think that she's ready for a relationship. Does Devontae know that he's mixed? Or I haven't even honestly looked up if he might be fully Black. I'm not sure. He 100% is giving racist. Said he only has dated white girls. He's for sure turned off by Brittany because she's not white. He is giving me the ultimate ick. You are so gross. I'm sorry. I honestly, I can't deal with anything that's hatred or evil, but to be racist, what? And again, your name is Devontae. What are you doing, my guy? Hello. He is just really pissing me off. And I think that she is beautiful. And I think that she was communicating perfectly to him. I think that she, was just saying I feel really alone in this, and I feel you maybe not be ready for this, and I feel I'm trying to communicate to you, but you're just not receiving it. I really, 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 really like Brittany. Hopefully they don't work out because she deserves someone so much better. Hopefully this is everyone's favorite couple. I love Christine and Vic. I think they are perfect for each other. I am shocked that either one of them are single. I got, to see him meet her mom, and that seemed like it went incredible. They really are cute. I hope nothing but the very, very best for them. I can't wait to see their journey through life. They're giving season 1 Lauren and Cameron. Like, I really, 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 really like them. They seem like they just fit so well together and complement each other, and they both seem to be at that stage in life where they're ready for this, and so I have a lot of hope for them. Not to come for someone's looks after just explaining how you shouldn't come for someone's looks. But Amber's not giving 33. Maybe that's an Ohio 33, unclear. She's a great woman. I think that she's an incredible mother. But yeah, she's not giving 33, but good for her. Good for her. I love that Jordan, wasn't necessarily ready to date someone with kids. He actually even admitted that during his interview for the show, he said that would be a deal breaker for him, and to fully come around to the idea that, that she is a mom and that he's excited about it. And he you saw it in real time, him saying kids are cool. Kids are cool in the way she talks about her daughter. I'm excited. So that was really endearing. And I did really appreciate that about him. Bree and Connor, I don't know. It was interesting because she asked him what he fell for in the pods, and he said her confidence, which I thought she came across as very confident in the pods as well. But now when they're face to face and living life and doing things, she's not giving confident, and she seems very unsure and judgmental. And yeah, I don't know if they're gonna make it. I feel indifferent about them. Pretty sure Alex is homeless. You're trying to come off as this star player athlete. You live this lifestyle. My guy, you said you don't have a home. Basically, all of your stuff is currently in the suitcase that you have. The rest is in storage. It's giving you don't have much going for you. Also, one of my biggest icks in life is someone reliving their glory days. I get it. At one point in time, soccer was your entire life and personality, and you were always counted out, and then you beat the odds, and you were, you worked really hard, and unfortunately, due to injuries, you didn't make it where you thought you were going to make it. Okay, that's sad. It's unfortunate, but stop trying to pretend that you're some big soccer star. You're not a big soccer star anymore, and that's okay. And I'm sorry that it happened to you, and that's life, but stop portraying yourself this way. Okay, we get it. You're sad. You got hurt. You couldn't fulfill your soccer dreams. Now we're moving on. When they were at dinner with her parents, it was incredible. Her dad's questioning was so wonderful. His read on him, I thought, was very accurate. Clearly, he had like Ashley's dad said, he is the patriarch of the family, and he wants what's best for his daughter. And he said that she historically doesn't have a good picker. But so you have a job lined up in Tampa. You have a job in finance in Tampa. You have a job in finance in Arizona. But you don't really have a job, but then you day trade, but you don't really day trade a lot. I just am you're giving fake and phony, and fake it till you make it in the wrong way. So I am interested to see how this unfolds. And he talks about moving, and I think she's just kind of going along with it nervously. Like she doesn't really want to. But yeah, he's giving fraud. Jessica and Chris, they're the couple that, she's a little bit young or older than him. I don't know. I don't think I've seen enough of them to have an opinion yet. I think sure it could work. I don't know. They're not super, super memorable to me. So I guess we kind of just like wait and see what happens. Oh, I did actually I've been trying to like not have spoilers, and I did see something about like Chris starting to unravel throughout these next few episodes. So I guess that will tell us that maybe they won't work out, but we shall see. There is so much TV going on right now. It's honestly, I'm grateful that I'm doing these once a month now because it gives me time to like actually watch everything and be able to catch up on it all. So yeah, I mean, all the shows are great. They're all entertaining. We shall see what the rest of the season unfolds for every single one of the shows. I would say at the top of my list right now would go Shaw's and then Summer House. And then of course like Traitors Love is Blind, but they're in a different non-Bravo category. I will catch up with you guys next week after I get back from Dallas. So guys, make sure that you are following me, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, subscribe, like, comment, share, tell a friend to tell a friend. All of the information can be found in the description below. I'm Kyra, and this is your reminder that having it mostly together still counts. See you next week. Bye.